This is the Nightshade Cult, a podcast macabre.
We bid you welcome. Enter freely and of your own will.
I'm Nick Grimm.
And I'm David Graves.
And we'll be your horror hosts for this dissection of Noah Hawley's 2025 science fiction horror series, Alien Earth Season 1. And after that, our annual year-end favorite segment.
Good evening. So here we are. We're ending 2025. It feels like we've done a bunch of these year-end things at this point.
Yeah. I mean, 6 of them?
Yeah, something like that.
Because 2020 is our first one on the old podcast.
So maybe it's five of them, something like that. I don't know.
I don't know. It's 6, right? Because you count 2020.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
I was referencing my old ones, looking at just the last couple of years, not before that.
I wanted to make sure that, you couldn't do exactly the same thing, but I was like, especially we have a wild card item, and so I wanted to make sure that wasn't the same. I hadn't done that one before.
Yes.
But yeah, just look, I want to have a variety. I don't want to go to the same well over and over again, although I might have gone to the same well for certain things this time.
Yeah, absolutely. And Cultists, if this is your first year-end episode, we like to do a mini. We've adopted the format of an episode about a topic. In this case, Alien Earth, and then in place of the Vault of Darkness, we do our favorite things from a bunch of different categories.
Yeah,
it should be fun.
We used to do it as a standalone episode, and those proved to be unpopular episodes. They don't get listened to the same way as when we have a topic, and yet, as unpopular as they are with you, they're one of our favorite kind of episodes to do, so we kind of found a middle ground.
Yeah, so it's kind of like a Vault of Darkness, but instead of like one thing from each of us, it's like 6 or 7 things from each of us, and we'll go quicker through it. So
yeah, maybe.
Yeah, maybe not. Some of these categories, I will say, so we do favorite game, favorite show, favorite movie, favorite book, honor, and then our favorite podcast episode, and then a wild card. Some of these I agonized over, and others were just I automatically knew. It was just a given.
There was a couple that were gimmies, and then there's a couple that ultimately I decided on my favorite album of the year. I decided this morning.
I locked it in yesterday. I wrote it down. I had them all. I had them all listed on my notes, and I decided on it, and then this morning when I woke up, I listened to all 3 of the albums back to back.
Okay, you had it 3. I was stuck on 2.
Yeah, so I listened to all 3 albums. 2 of them are very similar, same genre, and one of them is totally different. So I just had to be like, okay, let's make sure I still agree with myself, and I did. I kept with it.
Cool. We're talking a lot about the year and favorite stuff.
It's a fun
Let's talk about Alien Earth a little bit. Obviously we're big fans. We've done several Alien episodes.
Yes, many aliens.
When this was announced, I really wasn't paying attention to it. I wasn't watching the trailers. I was just it felt very weird to me, although I watched Legion, which was another Noah Hawley show, and really liked it.
That was a good show, yeah.
And so I really I had a favorable opinion of him, but I was just like, Alien Earth, what even is this? And then the Empire Magazine review came out for it, and they gave it 5 stars. James Dyer, who is the resident alien fanatic in the Empire offices, raved about it, and I was like, and he's very hard on prequels. He doesn't really like. He doesn't like pissing in the pool is what he calls it when they dilute their the sanctity of their stories. Yeah. And if that guy gave it a 5, I was like, okay, this is a show I have to watch.
Yeah, I was stoked for it to come out, and I watched the trailer when it came out on YouTube, and I was ready for that. And then I saw, there's all the pre-release, the people who get to see it before we, the plebs, and everyone said everything good about it. And I was like, okay, now I'm stoked. And I watched every episode as it came out.
Yeah, day of, usually,
every time. And I spoilers, I really liked it. It was good. So I know that some people didn't love it. I don't think this was a universally raved about show, but in general, as far as like shows go, dang, it was good.
I think it's really, I mean, we'll talk in depth about this. I think it's really well constructed. The stuff that people like run into and bump up against kind of boggles my mind a little bit, like how nitpicky it gets.
Yeah.
Like there has been so much dissection of the alien suit.
Okay.
And to be fair, we get a much better look at it than we do in other alien movies because it appears in broad daylight a number of times.
And it sits still for a minute.
Yeah, and so you really get to study it, and people like pick. I don't like the lips on it, and the jaw is too square, and like the tubes on the back aren't long enough, and like people get really minute about it. And I was like, it looks cool, and it's a guy in a suit again, which I love.
Yeah, I just was like, oh man, that alien is rad.
And we get to see it a lot. You know, like I was like, every time it shows up, I mean, Lisa always kind of laughs at me because I get excited when I see monsters.
Yeah.
and she's like, you look like a little kid, and you always go, that's a pretty cool monster. And so like, that is how I feel. Every time the xenomorph shows up, I think that's a pretty cool monster.
Yeah,
like,
although we've got to agree, the scariest monster on here is the sheep.
Oh, I mean... You mean the hero of the series?
Yeah, this is just a series about a sheep.
Yeah, R.I.P. Juliet the sheep, but long lives the image, who's my favorite character on the show.
I do think that's that's a scary alien.
It is so scary.
It's like Mad Eye Moody.
Oh yeah, the image or the Ocellus. For its technical term, is the breakout star. It's such a cool. It's because it's so viscerally upsetting. The idea of a little cephalopod burrowing into your eye socket, pulling your eye out, and then puppeting your brain, Ratatouille style, is very upsetting.
Absolutely, everybody could imagine something jumping in their eye socket.
Yeah, you can feel it. Like when you see it happen, you know what that feels like. And
it's just very so gnarly,
stomach turning. So why don't we roll the music and get into this dissection? In a dystopian future ruled by 5 megacorporations, one corporation attempts a major power play by sending their breakthrough technology, a team of androids with uploaded human consciousness, to retrieve a collection of alien specimens collected by a rival company. However, keeping both the specimens contained and the hybrid synthetics under control proves more challenging than anticipated.
Yeah, that was a lot of commas in there. Technically, only 2 sentences.
Technically, only 2 sentences, but one is a monster of a run-on sentence with a parentheses in it.
Yeah, absolutely. You could have used a semicolon to join some ideas there.
Yeah,
yeah. This is a hoot. I love the idea. I love this whole the birth of the synth. The synthetic bodies with the people, and in my brain, in my head canon, this is in the Blade Runner universe as well. Yeah,
it's if you go into the back matter of Prometheus, and I don't think
that sounds dirty, by the way.
Yeah. Go in the back door of Prometheus. Yeah, you go in the back matter with Prometheus. Which I don't think this show really contradicts. Some people feel like it kind of undoes Prometheus and Covenant, and I don't think
no way.
I think they exist comfortably alongside of each other. It ignores them, but it doesn't contradict
I think ignoring them's fine.
Yeah. But they talk about how Wayland and Tyrell were colleagues and had competing ideas about synthetics versus the replicants, which are like organic humans essentially that they're grown.
Yeah, they're the Tyrell version.
Yeah, and ultimately those are outlawed.
Yeah,
and so we're past Tyrell's obsolescence and Roy Batty gouging his eyes out at this point.
Yeah, and Tyrell Corp has been subsumed by some other megacorp.
Yeah,
and,
I mean, probably Weyland-Yutani just bought Tyrell.
Yeah.
At this point, that's how this sort of thing works, how you get these giant monopolies that are controlling the world governments.
Yeah, for sure. And I like this. I think that the people that tried to, that have naysayed it online, they've been really, they've just been trying to pick at little threads that aren't there.
Yeah.
Like, I don't really think there's anything here that makes this, obtuse in the Alien franchise.
Yeah. I think it contradicts stuff like from the role-playing games and things like that.
Stuff nobody cares about because nerds suck.
And I mean, yeah. I mean, nothing that isn't on film is canon. You know what I mean? Or it is canon until something that's in a film contradicts it, is sort of my take on that.
Sure, yeah.
So role-playing games, like, they had the lore that they had, and, they expanded on whatever. When Noah Hawley comes along and is like, I'm not going to read a bunch of source books for games, I'm going to write my own thing.
Yeah.
I completely support that. Or if he had done the opposite, I would be like, wow, that's really cool, deep nerd work. But
yeah, hopefully that's what Henry Cavill does with the 40K stuff.
With the 40K thing,
developing.
I think he's already
he's been playing since he was a kid. Yeah.
So this was created for television and written by Noah Hawley, who is also the creator of Fargo and Legion and a number of other shows before that, but those are the ones he's most well known for. He's the credited writer on all of the episodes, but there are other writers. The way a writer's room works is everyone is generally kind of credited for an episode, but they're all contributing to all of them.
Yeah, it's a team.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this is really, you can tell that there's a clarity of vision here.
Yeah.
Like, this was probably written as a single storyboard with mini arcs.
Yeah.
And it really comes through. I really liked it.
Yeah, and he started writing all the way back in 2020. I think they were working on season 4 of Fargo. Mm-hmm. And, this sort of came up, like, would you be interested in doing something in the Alien universe? And he's like, yes, absolutely. And he started writing, and we'll talk more about the music by Jeff Russo. He's brought in Jeff Russo essentially immediately. So Jeff Russo started writing music 5 years ago also.
Dang. They really got into it.
Yeah. And it has a long gestation period. And that, I think, shows in how well thought out so much of this stuff is. Like, it's not all apparent from the very first episode where exactly you're going to end up. But Hawley's talked about wanting to do 5 seasons of this show.
Wow, are they going to do more? Is that a thing?
It has not been officially renewed for another season, but that is his hope to do 5 seasons.
Dang, you'd think it would just get instantaneously rubber stamped.
Yeah, nothing does anymore. The way television works in the streaming era is so weird. And so it's an FX series on Hulu. Hulu is going away in the near future and being swallowed up by Disney Plus.
It's just Disney Plus is all.
Hulu will just go away as a brand, and the FX stuff will just be a tab on Disney Plus going forward. So
I'm not sure I like that because the mouse, nah.
I mean, the mouse just the weird thing about a show like this and like Andor or Murderbot, which you turned me on to. They all feel so like anti-corporate, anti-capitalist in their message, but they are products of, Murderbot is on Apple. This is on Disney. And like, they're painting this dystopian future that's run by, 5 to 1 single corporation, and not portraying it as though it is a good thing, but that is absolutely what these companies want. They want to just acquire each other and constantly be merging and absorbing, and
I think
they're sort of alien parasites themselves.
I think that their inefficiency is to our benefit, because like, it's run by people. It's not a monolith with all decision making from one source.
Right.
The people within don't see themselves as part of the mega corp. They see themselves as like a cool creator.
Yeah.
And
Like, I'm greenlighting cool stuff like this.
yeah, and so they don't realize, like, ooh, I should change the branding so the corps are good, because in the future, I'm part of the evil mega corp.
Yeah.
Nobody sees themselves as the villain.
Well, I think, like, not to tangent too much onto like Murderbot, I think Apple doesn't give a fuck. You know what I mean? Like, Apple really doesn't care that if they are the evil corporation. They have sort of the, like, what else are you going to do?
Well, I think that they have they decided long ago, like in the Jobs era, like, we don't need to cooperate with others.
Yeah.
Because people will come to us because we offer a certain quality and a certain experience.
Yeah.
There'll always be people who aren't into this, but there will be a lot of people who are.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I've seen it on more than one show now. I noticed it a second time last night. Someone literally, like, made fun of someone else for having an Android.
Oh, yeah.
Because, like, it's just not cool.
And that's a real thing in certain circles, like, because, well, you and I, we're both Android users. Mm-hmm. So on our end, we don't get the Apple reacts, right? Like, so if you're in a chat thread with someone and they're using an iPhone, it always says so-and-so laughed at that. It doesn't actually put the smiley on it. And on their end, our chat bubbles are a different color that denote us as Android users and not Apple users. And in certain circles, like, that breaks up friendships and stuff. Like, it's very bizarre.
I just I guess my age is showing. I don't care.
Yeah.
But there's I mean, Apple is fine. They're like, do you want to live the Tyrell lifestyle?
Yeah.
Come on down.
Yeah.
Because lots of people will. And they don't even have to push it.
Yeah. No,
it pushes itself.
And they make it very hard because this will be a whole Apple thing.
I mean, we're recording this on a MacBook Pro because when we were on the Windows machine with the other stuff, we had so many
technical issues,
like mess ups and having to do re-recording.
Yeah.
Since switching to Logic on a Mac, zero.
Yeah.
Not a single one.
I was going to say they make it very difficult to cancel an Apple anything.
That's true.
Like,
why would you? It's your lifestyle.
So it would, well, because long story short, my wife changed jobs, and so she had to turn in her iPhone, and our Apple TV Plus was through her Apple account originally, and now she doesn't have that phone anymore. So getting into the account to cancel it and then start a new account that's attached to my iPhone was very complicated. And ultimately, I had to do it from my iPhone. I had to cancel her account from my iPhone. It wouldn't let me do it from the PC. I couldn't do it from an Android phone. I couldn't do it from a tablet. I had to go into an Apple device.
Yeah, you can't use a dirty device to touch their pristine system.
Yeah. Crazy. Yeah. So who is the Apple in this future? Is it Prodigy? Are they the...
No, Prodigy is like Linux users.
Yeah, they're outside.
Yeah, they give zero fucks about anything. I think that it's probably Wayland Yutani is the Apple. They're the big,
dominant,
smart, dominant. Everything's sleek and nice.
Wayland seemed very Apple coded in Prometheus and stuff, and obviously Yutani has sort of swallowed it up.
Yeah, I have a Wayland Yutani sticker. Like it's smallish, but it's on my work laptop on the back of it. So whenever I go to a staff meeting, there's always a few people that notice it that are cool. Otherwise, it just looks like a logo.
Yeah, and it's yes. One of the podcasts I was listening to, they talked about someone was like, Weyland-Yutani, I know that from like Geek Guide t-shirts.
Yeah.
Like I see people wearing Weyland-Yutani t-shirts and I didn't know what they were until watching this.
That's like low-key cool. Sorry, guys, we're way off in the weeds, but that's fine. It's low-key cool to wear fictitious corporate gear. Like if I came in with like an Arasaka hat, that would be cool. But it's not cool to be wearing like a, like a Sony cap.
Yeah,
like
I got this at a training scimitar when I sold electronics. Okay, let's get back on topic. We've got 8 episodes, all of them written by Noah Hawley. Noah Hawley directed episode 1 and episode 5, which is the bottle episode, In Space No One ... which is sort of like a mini Alien movie.
Yeah, honestly, I didn't think that was the greatest episode.
It's interesting. I've got quibbles with it. Let's talk. Let's get into that one specifically.
I just thought that it was a boner killer when it came to the momentum of the series,
because it's dead in the middle and it takes you back to the beginning.
Yeah, it's in the middle, but it's a prequel. And it doesn't feel connected very well because there's nothing that happens in there that makes you think, oh, that's that thing from episodes 1 through 4.
The big reveal, and this is what I think is weird about that episode, is that it's a murder mystery sort of thing. Who is sabotaging the ship?
Yeah.
But the actual big reveal is that Boy Cavalier orchestrated the sabotage of the ship, and the person who did the sabotage means absolutely nothing to us because we thought they were asleep, and we've only seen that person eat breakfast and then go to bed. And so the episode feels really weird because you're following the whodunit, and then you don't care, and then you don't care when you get it because the actual mystery was that Boy Cavalier orchestrated the whole thing. And that's why it crashed in his territory by his direction.
Yeah, they're trying to show how big brain he is making this stuff happen, but ultimately it killed the momentum mid-season.
I would agree with that. Actually, that's good because I had a hard time coming up with criticisms for this show, and that is true. Like I remember, as much as I enjoy that episode, and it's online a lot of people's favorite episode of the series. I did feel like it was like a pause, rewind, go back pre-episode 1.
Yeah.
And a lot of big shit happens at the end of episode 4, right? Because that is I was thinking 6 is the one where Isaac gets killed by the fly, right?
Yeah, 6 is the fly.
So what's the end of episode 4? Episode 4 is observation.
Is observation, and it ends with Wendy visiting the lab and using her vocalized xenomorph language to successfully soothe and calm the newly emerged chest burster.
Oh, so that's the one where we find out she can speak with the aliens, and we're like, where's this going to go? And then we go back in time.
Yeah, we're like, oh my word, the synthetic child lady adult kid is also a xenomorph whisperer.
Yeah.
And then it's like, now let's go follow this utterly unlikable crew on a spaceship.
Oh, do you find them unlikable? I really like the crew of the Maginot, and I do like getting to know Babu Cisse's character.
He's the one I just thought was boring.
Oh, really? Because he's one of the main guys.
Yeah, he's just super robotic. He's just literally.
Well, he wants to be.
Yeah.
Like he's aspirationally synthetic.
Yeah, he's just boring to me. I don't find anything interesting about that guy.
Wow. Okay, very interesting. Yeah, because I find him very intriguing, and he's sort of a fan favorite online, I think, too.
Yeah, I think a lot of people like him, but it's okay. A lot of people have bad taste.
So, rewind. Episode 2, Mr. October, is directed by Dana Gonzalez, and also written by Noah Hawley. He was originally going to direct that one until they inserted episode 5 into the lineup.
Oh, and he's like, I'm doing the mini movie.
I'm doing the mini Alien movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think 5 the other thing is because 5 is so similar to Ridley Scott's Alien.
Yeah.
In the archetypes of the characters, that then when the character, like the Ripley character, we depend on Ripley to kind of always be right. Yeah. The Ripley character makes bad decisions.
Yeah, she's kind of incompetent.
Yeah, and so like we kind of immediately think they're going to do one thing, and then they do other things, and they subvert it rather than just do an homage, like a cover song of Alien.
Sure.
And so, I mean, I like that episode, but I do agree with you that it is a weird momentum shift in the run of the series.
Yeah. You want to talk about the visuals?
Oh, sure. Oh, I mean, we're just going to skip over themes?
Oh, sorry. My bad. I mean, the theme is what? AI and humanity's future?
Yeah. Transhumanism.
The singularity.
Technofascism.
I mean, I recently rewatched the entirety of Altered Carbon.
Yeah.
And I'm running a tabletop role-playing Altered Carbon game, basically. Yeah. It's my own kind of homebrew version of it, but it's the same idea about humanity's consciousness digitized, your body as the body as an appliance, as opposed to as an intrinsic part of you. Right. It's a thing that you use. That's all explored in that property in Altered Carbon. And so in this, I mean, they are not very like transitive with the bodies. You don't see people multiple body switching like in Altered Carbon.
Yeah, this is the first time a consciousness has been transferred.
Yeah, and so they're really exploring that idea of when we get the ability to digitize a person. Is it still a person? They ask that multiple times. Like Boy Cavalier calls them machines. That's an asset. That's not a person.
Yeah, he owns them.
Yeah,
in his opinion.
Yeah, that is my property. It is a thing, no different than like a car.
Yeah, and you can see the writing on the wall. The idea is to make life on a subscription model.
Absolutely. And they even sort of pseudo legitimize it in a legal sense by saying that the children are dead when they undergo the change. This version of them is a simulated version or whatever, a synthesized version.
Yeah. So where do you fall on that philosophically on the consciousness thing?
I don't know. I think that when we can do that, I don't know if we will be able to in any immediate future, because as great as people think AI is, it's still, I can be like, okay, what do you like? I use it when I'm writing stuff, and I'll just say like, do a pass through this to check for grammar and passive voice. Very similar things, simple things. And it will literally just get the word count wrong. I'm like, you said it's 1,300 words, but my word processing software says it's 2,800 words. What is it? And they're like, you should trust your dedicated word processing software. So I don't trust any of this nonsense. They can't even figure out how to count words.
It's odd. Where it seems like there's almost like a regression in AI. Like certain things seem to work better earlier than they do now. They're getting dumber, but also more prevalent. Like it's being foisted on us more. But that's because the bubble's about to crash for AI.
Yeah, it's that cyclic. I buy your product, so you buy my product, back and forth. But yeah, I think I don't know if they're people or not. But then again, I don't think it matters what I think, because I'm also not a deist. I don't really think like there's a divine spark of humanity.
I think that they are people, but the question is, are they the same people?
Oh.
You know what I mean? I do think a self-aware consciousness is a being, is a person. But literally we see those children all die and they get buried. Like that comes up in the later episodes, like episode 7 or 6, I think, is when they first encounter the graves where the kids are buried. And Dame Sylvie is like going and putting flowers on their graves.
Yeah, for sure. I'm more excited for synthetic dogs, because I want a dog, But I also don't want to have to take it for walks in the rain so it can go poop. And I also want to be able to tell it to go lay on your charging mat while I go on vacation.
Yeah, and just leave. Yeah, I could see that.
But I would love to have a dog. It's just too inconvenient.
Yeah,
so give me a synth dog.
A synth dog will never die. You'll never go through that.
Yeah, have it be my homie forever.
But you get that personality. I mean, and it's got to be easier to replicate a dog.
Yeah, they're predictable.
There's some pretty good animal AIs in Red Dead Redemption. So
absolutely.
I know you could make a good dog.
Yeah, you bond with your horse in that game.
Yeah, and so it's obviously this is not the first show to deal with this stuff. But I do think it remains a resonant philosophical question. Cyberpunk, the video game we've both played
with Johnny Silverhand, is he real or not?
Yeah,
an engram. I think he's real.
I think he's a real person, but
I chose to give him the body.
Yeah. Oh, that is one of it's a less popular, but it's a good ending, except for like the vicious voicemail that Pan Am leaves them.
Sure. Yeah,
she's very unhappy.
Yeah, she's mad as hell. But I think if it's your time, it's your time, and you might as well. It's like the idea of being an organ donor, right?
Yeah. Well,
you're just all organs.
In the world of that game, Johnny can live in the body, and V is going to inevitably die.
Yeah, but the body doesn't have to be wasted.
Exactly. There's a total logic to it, and I think that is actually they're all sort of melancholy endings.
Yeah, there's like almost the Nomad ending where you drive off with Pan Am. That's the only happy ending.
That's, I mean, in quotes,
sort of.
That's a romantic. It's a romantic ending, but it's not happy.
It's Thelma and Louise.
Yeah, Ride into the Sunset. Yeah, and then the newer ending where you live but you don't have any of your.
You have no abilities, and all your friends are gone.
Yeah,
and your life sucks.
All your friends have moved on without you, and it's it's the grown up ending. It is the one the reasonable person would choose, but it is not fun. It's not a fun ending.
I agree. Nobody wants to. Yeah. Nobody wants to have the adult.
Yeah, no one wants the adult, and that's not what we play video games for. But enough Cyberpunk. Yeah, you mentioned it earlier. Let's talk about visuals. Cinematography by Dana Gonzalez on episode 1, David Franco on episode 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, and 8, and also Bella Gonzalez on parts of episode 7 and 8, and then Colin Watkins' son on episode 5.
I really love the way that Earth looks. It's like a sprawling kind of dystopian metroplex with areas that are just super nice and then totally trashy.
I almost called this a Cyberpunk series.
Yeah.
If it had been more in New Siam / Prodigy City, then it would be Cyberpunk. But the aesthetic and everything of Neverland is so removed from any of the other parts of Cyberpunk.
That's just a utopian compound.
Yeah, and surrounded by jungle and stuff, and so it just doesn't feel like enough of the series was Cyberpunk to call it that as a genre. Yeah. Although it's got one toe in the Cyberpunk
for sure
aesthetic.
I really liked how this was like a love letter to retrofuturism. Like how the spaceship in episode 5, that looked like a vintage movie. It didn't look like how you'd make a spaceship today.
Yeah, and so production design is by Andy Nicholson and Jason Knox Johnston, and they went deep into the Ridley Scott archive, and they kind of reprinted the floor panels and the ceiling panels from the Nostromo.
Nice.
Because that's also a Weyland-Yutani ship, and so even though the Maginot is not. It's not the same class of ship as a Nostromo. It's a science vessel instead of a mining vessel.
It'd still be modular pieces in there.
It's still modular pieces, just like, Toyotas have standard parts that they use vehicle to vehicle. And so it looks so familiar. It's so it's not a carbon copy of the Nostromo, but it feels very alien. When you see that ship, you're like, oh shit, they got it, nailed this.
Yeah, definitely. Especially when they're in the pilot's chamber or whatever.
Oh,
with
yeah.
all the lights and stuff. It's so rad.
Where he goes to talk to Mother.
Yes.
Yeah. And that is, it's just like that chamber in the Nostromo.
Yeah, I just love that retro futurism. It's awesome.
Old school, like no flat screens. It's like cathode ray tube.
Oh, yeah.
Bubble windows on everything, and the sort of that vintage typeset and everything.
Yeah, and everything's like squared off, and there's so many lights. Not a touch screen to be found.
Yeah.
Clicky buttons, heavy clicks.
Yeah, and then that's the opposite of the aesthetic when you get to Prodigy, which is very futuristic. But the nature of this world is like where they send you out into space for decades. This is like a 65-year mission that is coming to a conclusion. The Maginot has been going all over the galaxy collecting deadly specimens, for purely good reasons, right?
Yeah,
we assume for the good of humanity, they're going out and finding the most lethal creatures and collecting them to bring them back.
I hope in season 5, a predator shows up and just finishes it.
I feel like, if we're going to speculate about that for a second, I feel like probably because this season was so focused on Prodigy, I think season 2 will be focused on Weyland-Yutani.
Oh, that would be amazing.
And possibly going 5, because there's 5 seasons, 5 corporations.
Oh, okay.
And so showing different parts of the Earth and how they differ from each other.
And do a different story about this alien stuff happening.
And I think the Lost Boys are the through line. Like Wendy, obviously, is our core character. But I just sort of imagine there's got to be a reason he said 5. You know what I mean? Like, so it just, to me, it seems like we probably will see the other corporations also. There's one that controls the moon.
Yes.
And so, it makes sense to visit that one at some point and just see what the other things going on are.
Yeah, you say Wendy's the main character. Kirsch is the main character for me.
Kirsch is dope. Kirsch is dope. He's certainly one of my favorite characters. Costume design by Sutriat and Larlarb. Sorry if I butchered that probably.
We try.
Yeah. Again, aesthetically, it's recognizable as this world.
Yeah, I like that this all looks like Alien.
Yeah.
It's not like someone got the IP and then just did what they liked.
Yeah.
They studied hard. They copied the notes.
Yeah, and because there's this long gestation period on the series, I've been listening to a lot of interviews with the cast, and everyone spent a lot of time kind of working on their costumes and what sort of clothes they wear in the story the costumes tell. And so everyone's costuming is very considered and tells you a lot about the person. Like, this is an absent item of costuming, but Boy Cavalier never wears shoes.
Yeah, he doesn't wear shoes.
And that's like crucial. That tells you a lot about a person and how they feel about the world when they don't wear shoes ever. Like, he feels above the world. You know what I mean? Like, everywhere is his living room.
Yeah.
And, it's...
Man, I just couldn't do that. I feel like shoes are a critical piece of your fashion identity. Like, it brings it all together.
Yeah, it is. I do kind of agree with that. I also do like being barefoot, but I don't like like when you step on a Lego or whatever, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't like to step on a hard thing and hurt my foot.
In the summer when it's warm out, I don't wear shoes because, when I'm on break and I'm just walking around the house on the hardwoods, I just go barefoot almost all day. But that's in my home.
Yeah, but he treats the whole world.
The whole world is his home.
The whole world is his home, and nothing can hurt him. He feels completely invulnerable.
No Lego can hurt his pinky toe.
Yeah, and so, which is obviously, that is going to lead to his downfall. It's like he ends the series in a cage. But like when we begin with him, he just feels so utterly overconfident about everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He kind of reminds me of like Mark Zuckerberg kind of a guy.
Yeah,
or like an Elon Musk. He's just one of those guys.
I mean, I think he's legitimately probably smarter than either of them. Within the confines of the world, the lore, because this is someone who killed his father and replaced him with a synth that he built. As a child.
This guy is the real deal super genius who's also super evil.
Yeah. And super deluded, though, like because it becomes that thing. Let's put a pin in that. That's more to stop when we talk about characters, because we'll go in depth on him, I'm sure. The final one that I had listed in visuals is visual effects supervisor Jonathan Rothbart. I think it does a really good job. There's a few dodgy digital effects, but in general, it's mostly practical with a little digital augmentation here and there. And I think the effects look really good.
Yeah, like in all of these, like the xenomorph, I really like, but I love the new micromorphs, all of the little creatures.
Yeah.
They're just awesome.
Yeah, we have the Ocellus or the image, the leech, the fly, and the orchid. Yeah, how they're referred to.
I really like all of those. They're just so cool.
Yeah, they are, and like differently scary. Like we still don't really know what the deal with the orchid is.
Yeah.
We like
the image is the scariest though.
The image is the scariest, and it's the only one that proves intelligent as far as we can tell. Like it is like very intelligent, like more than an animal intelligent.
Absolutely. But I mean, honestly, the xenomorph is still the best. Like I love it when it's like small. It's so great.
The little xenomorph, yeah. Or then when it's just sort of like roaming the jungle like a velociraptor.
Just doing his thing.
Yeah.
Just living his best life.
It is very interesting to see a xenomorph it's not on a mission, and it's not
in a ship.
Yeah, and not in a hive. Like it's not with a bunch of other ones. And so it's sort of kind of like, what do I do with myself? Like,
yeah, there's no like older xenomorphs to teach it the ways of their tribe.
There's no queen, right? It's like a drone ant without a queen, and in lieu of a queen, it's got Wendy.
Yeah,
and so it's deferring to her. If there was a queen, I think it would trump Wendy. You know what I mean?
I think so.
Yeah. So yeah, that's all interesting stuff. I think this is filmed in Thailand, and they make great use of the Thai jungle and of Bangkok for some of the urban locations and everything. And it's very something that comes up a lot in interviews with Noah Hawley is the hot, wet future. This is, post climate collapse, streets have become canals in many cities, and Southeast Asia is a great place to film that now because everything is hot and wet already.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and so it carries that aesthetic over.
Yeah.
Are we trucking along? Do you want to get into audio?
Yes, let's go into music. I mean, you mentioned Jeff Russo.
Yeah, so Jeff Russo wrote the original music for the show. He's from the band Tonic, if you remember that band from the 90s. It's the score. He does not lean too heavily on a Jerry Goldsmith's Alien score or James Horner's score. He homages to them occasionally, but generally he's just stylistically building off of them. Yeah. And he in his interview, he talks about he got a special bespoke instrument. It's called a bass desmophone. Are you familiar with this?
Yeah, I watched the video with this thing. It's insane.
It makes very eerie sounds, and he uses it all through the score, and it is cool and unsettling and very... like the last few things we've watched have not had very listenable scores.
Yeah.
The Alien Earth score plays like a good album. You can listen to it. It's very, very listenable.
Yeah, I liked that this didn't feel like it belonged. You didn't belong on the Nostromo or whatnot. This isn't the sound of space. This is the sound of Earth.
Yeah.
It's related, but it's got its own vibe.
Yeah, and to that point, it's got needle drops.
Like every episode.
Every episode ends with like a hard rock or alternative or metal song.
I was like, Tool?
Yeah.
What?
And there are a few like Cream plays in the first episode. There's a few needle drops in throughout the series. And that leads to, I've never mentioned this as a credit before on anything, music supervisor Maggie Phillips, who I've listened to several interviews with her where she talked about selecting the music for the series.
God, imagine how much they paid to license that stuff.
Oh, there's some bangers in there. We've got Black Sabbath, The Mob Rules on episode 1, Tool Stinkfist on episode 2, Metallica, Wherever I May Roam on episode 3, Jane's Addiction, Ocean Sighs on episode 4, Smashing Pumpkins, Cherub Rock on episode 5, Godsmack, Keep Away on episode 6, Queens of the Stone Age Song for the Dead on episode 7, and Pearl Jam Animal on episode 8.
I mean, honestly, if you just exiled Godsmack from the list, that's pretty good.
I was going to say, what's your favorite needle drop from the series?
Tool.
It's Tool.
I love Metallica and I love Wherever I May Roam, but when the Tool song came on, it was perfect for the moment. Like, it was proper.
I thought all of these landed, even the Godsmack one, which, I mean, whatever to that band. It is the least cool. It's certainly the least cool band of all of these.
Yeah, the rest of the bands are cool.
Yeah. But I do think that is one of their better songs, and I think that song is used effectively.
Oh, yeah. I mean, not to totally poo-poo them if that's your jam, because I, too, like some what you might call regular-ass rock bands.
Yeah.
In my stable. That's just what they are. There's a regular-ass rock band, and that's fine. There's room for that in the world.
Yeah, it is certainly the low spot. So you say Tool for your favorite.
I mean, it's hard. It's Tool, Metallica, and Black Sabbath. I mean, that's got to be the best, right?
I always will applaud any use of Dio era Black Sabbath because it is underappreciated.
Mob Rules is legit.
And when the Mob Rules comes on, and I was like, whoa. Like that, it shocked me to hear that song start, and I was like, fuck yeah, the Mob Rules. Like, I love this song. And then every episode ended like that with a fuck yeah. And Noah Hawley had talked about in interviews that he wanted the show to be like arena rock. That was sort of one of the thematics to him. And so you had to have these big bands. You have to have Sabbath, Tool, Metallica, arena bands that play in huge arenas, because that's the vibe he wanted to bring to all of these.
Well, I mean, including those was a very pleasant surprise. I was really happy, and I liked the various needle drops. I think the music in this was well above average.
Yeah, and Maggie Phillips talked about in some of the interviews how this grounds it, because this is alien Earth. It's not alien space.
Yeah,
and by using music that we're familiar with, or at least sounds familiar, even if you don't know these bands, or you have to, because they're all huge
Black
bands.
Sabbath.
Yeah, you've heard of these bands. It reminds you at the end of every episode that this is in our world.
Yeah,
and
like these people could have listened to this music. It'd be oldies.
Yeah, certainly it would be old. Classic rock. It would be it would be classical music, like they say on Star Trek when they play the Beastie Boys, and Kirk is like, I love classical music. And then sound design / supervising sound editor is Lee Gilmore, because the sound design and the music is very well paired with each other.
Absolutely, yeah.
Jeff Russo knows when to not step on the sound, like just to pull the sound out and just let the sound design pull the music out and let the sound design take over.
I think that's really important. Too many movies just don't do that. I think of Alien Earth as a movie, kind of.
Yeah, it's very cinematic as a TV show, but I think it is crucially paced really well as a series.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like a movie chopped up into chapters.
Mm-hmm. I agree. There's little mini arcs throughout.
Yeah. So yeah, I think the sound design and the music are shaking hands well with each other.
Yeah. So let's talk about performances.
All right. Who do you want to go with first?
I think Sydney Chandler as Wendy is the main character.
Yeah.
She's the first and final girl or whatever.
She's the first and final girl, although other girls are still alive
That's
at this
true.
point.
It's not over.
But she is the core, the POV character, the first character
She's your
we meet.
self-insert, like what would happen if I got rebodied.
And she really pursued this role. I find this story is really interesting because she knew this series was in development and that Noah Hawley was doing it, and she flew up to Calgary, I think, where they were filming Fargo, to go and pitch herself to him, like basically
just unsolicited.
Yeah, she really because she's several people in the cast are big Alien fans.
Okay,
and really wanted to be a part of this, and so it really appealed to her. She went up there and kind of made her pitch, and then ultimately you still go through the audition process, but she made quite an impression on him.
Yeah,
and she was really dedicated to getting this role, and did a lot of background work as far as learning about children. Like she took a child's karate class and did a lot of stuff.
I bet she kicked their asses.
You're like, this is great. I feel so powerful. Bow!
Across the room.
Yeah, take that, Keldon. Just kick that.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. And I think she does a great job of, and all of them do really, of being children in adults' bodies.
Yeah.
And it's the thing, I think it's in the very first episode that she does, and it's such a little thing, but I just cued in on it, was when she's getting ready to go on this mission, she grabs the blade off the paper cutter. Because literally every kid has thought about taking the paper cutter blade off and using it like a sword.
Absolutely.
And so, that is such a thing a little kid would do. Like, I'm going to battle, and I take the blade off. Like, she's at this high-tech facility where they have real weapons.
Absolutely.
But this is what a kid would do, And so she's... I think this performance is really good, and it's subtle.
I had no complaints with this performance at all. I thought it was well above average, and I expect them to cast for a big franchise like Alien. Mm-hmm. I expect them to cast a very good actor, and they did.
Yes.
So there you go.
This is a loaded cast. So the next one I have is Alex Lothar, who plays Joe Hermit, her brother.
Yeah. And also, he does a great job.
Yeah, I love this guy. He was in Andor season 1 also. Mm-hmm. He's quiet and very, he just seems he exudes good-heartedness, right?
Yeah, he seems like somebody's brother. He doesn't look like a movie star or some athlete or something like a lot of actors. Yeah. This guy looks like somebody's brother.
Yeah, and you're introduced to him kind of out in the world where he's the medic with a corpo military unit. And he's not a soldier. He's not part of, he has a weird dynamic with them where they sort of bust his chops, but he's also essential. And
I imagine it's like a Navy corpsman embedded in the Marines, how he's not a Marine, but he's their doc.
Yeah, exactly. And so I found that all really interesting, and the way he deals with Marcy and the way he deals with the corporation, who he has indentured himself to indefinitely to cover the expansive medical bills for his family, right?
Yeah.
His dad was terminally ill and his sister was terminally ill.
Yeah, it's crazy because when you die, your debt doesn't die with you. It goes to your family.
Yeah.
This is forever dead.
Yeah. And so, like, he can't get away from this company. And now they literally own the lung inside of him.
Yeah.
And it's like...
Not to mention his sister's consciousness.
Yeah. And then he finds out, his sister's body, like, it's just, like, the Prodigy Corporation is so insidious in the way that it is all through his life, and he can't get away from it. Mm-hmm. And he plays that sort of helplessness, like, and like trying to do the right thing, but also completely under the thumb of this company. And he does something interesting where he refers to her either alternatively as Wendy or Marcy.
Yeah.
Based on how he's feeling about her in this situation. So, like, when he's uncomfortable with her, she becomes Wendy.
Yeah. He depersonalizes her.
And it's a very subtle thing, but it's you can kind of always know how he's feeling at any moment. So I thought he was excellent. Who's next?
Timothy Oliphant as Kirsch.
Ooh, okay. Yeah, I've got him further down on the list, but not because he's not one of my favorites.
Yeah, he's a synth, and he's kind of the mentor and trainer for Wendy and the other hybrids. He's kind of their father figure.
Yeah, one of several father figures. And he's a slippery snake. Like, he's really hard to get at your hands on, like, what he wants, what his motivations are. And some of the interviews they talk about, because Isaac Asimov has like his 3 laws of robotics or whatever.
Yeah.
Those don't necessarily apply, but he does have like a prime direct sort of a programming. And they talk about, he can't really contradict Boy Cavalier. He can't, react badly. Like, so no matter what Cavalier says to him, all he can do is smile.
Yeah.
But he has this way of showing contempt through a smile and through like positive responses to things that are said. Like, he just looks hatefully sometimes at the people he's dealing with.
Oh, yeah.
With a smile on his face.
And they hired the right man for the job. Like Sheriff Bullock from Tombstone, who's like smiling at you just before he's about to shoot you down.
Yeah, and he's got the Roy Batty hair. We've mentioned Blade Runner a few times.
Absolutely.
It's certainly in conversation with that.
And he had to dye his eyebrows that same color, and he said that was a pain in the ass.
It is. Dyeing your eyebrows is a pain in the ass. And bleaching your eyebrows... you look insane. It just makes you look insane.
Yeah, I've wanted to try the Roy Batty hair at some point. Peter Murphy did it for a while, and lots of people have done it. I think it might be fun.
Yeah, you can always go back to black afterwards.
Yeah,
and then just let your
the
natural salt and pepper come back
in.
Yeah, you could get away with it.
It'd be fun.
But yeah, I love Kirsch, and I love that I still don't really know what Kirsch wants. Because there's the stuff where Slightly is trying to take the guy with the face hugger out to the beach to hand him over to Morrow, and Kirsch helps him do it. Like, he tells him, like, why are you going that way? You should go this way. That's the way that leads to the beach.
Yes.
And he was listening in on all their conversations the whole time and just letting that play out. So he's totally got his own agenda.
Yeah, he's very subversive.
Yeah, but I do also feel like he has some sort of loyalty, may not be or even affection is probably not the right word, but he has some sort of attachment to the kids.
Yeah, I think so. He does have an attachment to them.
But he's not overly broken up when Isaac gets killed by the fly. He just calls it science. He's like, what happened here? And he's like, science.
Yeah,
and so he's also detached, but yes, Kirsch is fascinating and is just such a slippery character, and he's got that he's got a really fun, weird rivalry with Babu Sisay's character Morrow, who is the opposite, right? Like, if Kirsch is like a machine that's pretending to be a man, Morrow is a man that's pretending to be a machine. Like, he wishes he was a synthetic.
I mean, what's not to want? What's not to love?
Yeah, I guess. And it's in multiple interviews with Babu Sise, he described the way Moro sees himself as the worst parts of a man.
Yeah.
And what that means, I think, to him is not necessarily what that means to us. Like, he sees his emotions and the sort of conflict, that internal conflict that he feels, as his weaknesses, and wishes that he didn't have any of this stuff, any of these attachments.
Yeah, the flesh is weak, the emotions are weak, all of this stuff, he just would like to get rid of it all.
And we see that in episode 5, the bottle episode, that he gets kind of like the email, your daughter died in a house fire at 17. And he was imagined, like, that was the only thing he had to look forward to, was going back to meet his, who would be like a septuagenarian daughter when he got back there. But she died, and he becomes just like maniacally focused on the mission.
Yeah.
Because he has nothing else to live for.
He just loses everything.
Yeah.
He lost his humanity when he lost his daughter.
I'm going to kill Boy Cavalier. Like that, that is his. I'm going to retrieve the specimens and kill Boy Cavalier.
But we have to do it my way.
Yeah. And then catastrophically fails. We should say, like,
he kind of sucks.
He's going to stage this invasion, and the whole thing goes to shit immediately because he was being listened in on the whole time he was doing it.
Yeah, he was straight up chump. Like, he was not good at his job.
He was. I mean, he does kick Kirsch's ass brutally.
That's true.
But yes, you're right. He's also, hubris is the sin that hangs up many of the characters in this story.
Yeah.
Who do I got next? I got Essie Davis as Dame Sylvia.
Yeah.
And we should pair her with her husband, who is David Risdall as Arthur Sylvia.
They're sort of parental-like figure scientists.
Yeah, he's the technical one, and she's the psychological one. She's the more important one in the company. And they have a fascinating dynamic because they get to a moral splitting point where she makes the choice to stay and be involved, and he gets fired from working there.
Yeah.
But they have a very kind of believable relationship, I think, and their relationship with the kids is all very believable. Like, the way they're the if Kirsch is like the disciplinarian parent, like the authoritarian parent, they're both the nurturing parents.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. And then, like, Samuel Blanken as Boy Cavalier is the ridiculous, drunken uncle.
Right? He wants to be Peter Pan, right? He wants to be the boy that never grew up.
Yeah.
And he's just, like, insufferable.
Yeah.
So hateable. Like, one of the most hateable faces since Joffrey Baratheon. Like, you just can't fucking stand this guy. Like, when she sends the alien chasing him in the last episode, I mean, he is good as a character, and so you kind of want him to go on because he's a great antagonist and cat among the pigeons sort of character. But I wanted him to get killed by the aliens so bad.
See, I didn't want him to live. I was like, kill him.
Yeah, I just like the idea of him getting hunted down by this alien that he is so cavalierly, pun not intended, stolen away from his competitor and let loose on his island, and all the chaos that his ego is causing. And Blinken is just really freaking good at playing this, I want to say that's not the right word. He's just an awful person.
Yeah,
like he's insufferable.
He's insufferably narcissistic, and he's the worst. He's money and power gone unchecked.
Yeah, he's exactly what when I imagine what these guys, like you said, Zuckerberg and Bezos and Musk and all of them, he is what I imagine they're like. He embodies that. And the reference that Noah Hawley gave him for playing that character is the old Twilight Zone episode with the the psychic kid who sends people to the cornfield when they displease him. And it's like how everyone in that town feels around this guy, because you have to keep him happy. You have to keep this boy child happy and tell him what he wants to hear, which is the worst place to be in a sort of scientific organization, right?
Oh yeah.
Where you're always right and everyone is constantly feeding you what you want to hear. You're going to make bad decisions and be overconfident in your bad decisions.
Yeah, and uninformed.
Yeah. And just so like the shitty thing he says about the whole reason for creating the hybrids is to create something that he can have an interesting conversation with.
Yeah.
And then he gets fixated on the Ocellus as like, maybe this, an alien life form that I can talk to. This will finally be an interesting conversation. The other side of that is, who thinks that talking to him is interesting?
Yeah, he doesn't have a meaningful dialogue at any point in the movie.
Yeah, and so it's like, he's like, I want someone that I could finally have an interesting conversation with. Perhaps these people exist and no one wants to talk to you because you're so insufferable.
Yeah. I mean, Yutani might have been a good conversationalist, but he never even...
He's so disrespectful
he was
to
so
her.
terrible.
Yeah. Yes, let's talk about Yutani. Let's see, where is she on my list? I guess she's in the reoccurring. Sandra Yee Sinsindever as Yutani, CEO of Wayland Yutani Corporation. Imposing woman. Like, she's the opposite of him. She seems like a very serious, thoughtful person.
Yeah, I mean, the performance is really good. It reminds me like she was playing, a traditional Japanese business person.
Yeah,
it's very cool.
Yeah, it did reminded me of the character from Cyberpunk.
Yeah, the Arasaka. What's her name? I can't remember.
I cannot think of what it is either, but it's Misako. Yeah.
Yeah,
is that what it is? Because it's like you have that mission forever on this.
Yeah, and you never want to take it because it's the end of the game.
It starts the end of the game, and that's like a 2-hour ride, basically, when you get into it. She always is different hair, makeup, and costume, and every time you see her.
Yeah.
So she's just constantly changing. Very, very, very wealthy, like obscenely wealthy.
Yes.
Yeah, but we don't next season. I think we'll get a lot more time with her next. I think next season she's the driving force. That's my guess.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
I didn't write anybody else down because I don't really care about the Lost
You
boys.
don't like the kids?
They're not that notable. They're just sort of bit parts.
Oh, I don't think that's true. I will. I mean,
we can go through them. That's fine.
Adresh Gurav as Slightly is not a bit part.
Yeah, he plays the leak.
Yeah,
he's the fool.
He's the one that Morrow gets the little plant inside of, and so that he can whisper in his ear whenever he wants and threatens his family, basically.
Yeah,
I think him and. In the interest of brevity, we can just run through all of them. It's Arana James as Curly, Leela Newmark as Nibs, Jonathan Ajayi as Smee, and we already mentioned him. Who's the final Lost Boy is Kit Young as Toodles / Isaac.
Yeah,
and so there are a bunch of terminally ill kids who were transplanted in synthetic bodies. I think they all do a great job of playing kids in adult bodies.
I agree. I don't think any of the performances were bad.
Yeah.
They were just kind of small,
I really like the relationship we see between Slightly and Smee, who are like the buddies, like they're the two boys, like these two sort of like 11-year-old boys, and they're like the way they push each other and sort of like and like do that that sort of shoulder slumping like frustration face, and like just very believable as kids. So like when Morrow sees them and he engages with them, he's thinking he's talking to a pair of androids, but they're acting like 11-year-olds.
Yeah,
and he's like, you sound like children. And they're like, no, we don't. We sound like adults. And he's like, what? Like, he's just like, this doesn't.
Yeah, because they straight up sound like children.
He's like, why would someone do that? Like, and he's like, just trying to get his head around, like, why would you build an android that thinks like a little kid? Like, what's the point of this? And he comes to the only logical conclusion, or if it is the only logical conclusion, that they're children's consciousnesses. But I think I like all the kids. The only person in the main cast that I wanted to highlight was Adrian Edmondson as Adam Ines, just because I love Adrian Edmondson from The Young Ones, and so anytime he shows up, I'm happy about it. And he is the guy. I guess weird to assume that he was Boyd Cavalier's father. Or the father that he presented.
Yeah, the father synth
that he presented to the world. And just sort of ruthless and cold, and a certain kind of British asshole that he's portraying, and he's excellent at it.
Very well done.
Yeah, and I have all the crew of the Maginot, but we can skip over them.
Yeah,
personal highlight.
I like the aliens.
You like the aliens?
I mean, personal highlight, that has to be the aliens. Like. Okay. I mean,
just in general,
I love the effects for them. I thought they looked really cool. I liked the concepts, so the writing, the creating of the different types of alien life. I loved getting to see the xenomorph like grow up.
Yeah,
it made me really like that xenomorph.
And you don't feel like many people do that. Seeing it out in the open so much harms like the mystique of it.
No. It's sort of like a leopard. I would love to see a leopard, but it doesn't mean it's not dangerous in the dark.
Yeah, and I feel like, I mean, there's a lot of alien movies. There's the original quadrilogy. There is the two Aliens versus Predator movies. There is the two Ridley Scott prequels, and there's Romulus.
Prey.
Yeah, there's a lot of alien movies. Like, we've had a lot of Alien in the dark.
Yeah.
Getting to see it actually feels like a change, and it's not the scariest alien in this world. Like you said, the Ocellus actually is kind of scarier.
Yeah.
Because we don't know everything. And the leeches, like the way they like shit their eggs into the lady's water bottle.
Yeah.
And we don't know everything. I still don't know shit about the orchid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
We hope we get more of that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we see it like suck the head off of one of the Corpo soldiers and then fly away like a bat. And I was like, I didn't know it could do that. You know, like it's all like all unlimited possibility.
Yeah.
Basically.
I mean, there were certain episodes were great, better than others, etc. But if I'm just like, this series, what's good about Alien Earth? The aliens.
Okay.
They were the best. Those are cool monsters.
Yeah, I agree. I do think that about all of, and the fly, like when Isaac gets killed by the fly, it is totally shocking because we've heard over and over again they're immortal, right?
Yeah.
And most of these things, because they're not biological, most of these things aren't interesting.
Yeah, they ignore the synthetic kits.
Yeah, but the fly, Kirsch tells us, comes from an environment where there is really no organic material. It eats like inorganic components, basically. Yeah. So, there is something that can kill them. And it's a legit shocker when it happens.
So what about you? What's your personal highlight?
It's weird for me to pick something so early in the series, but my personal highlight is
the mob rules?
Is the mob rules, yes. That sort of kicks it off. Mostly episode 2, which is where they go to Prodigy City to go do the recovery on the spaceship.
That's the best episode.
So it is most of episode 2 and into the kind of the beginning of episode 3.
Yeah.
I love the building as a metaphor for the society with like the rich people upstairs.
Yeah, all French Revolutioned out.
Yeah, they're dressed like Marie Antoinette and Louis XIV. and they get utterly slaughtered by the alien.
It's Louis the 16th, by the way.
Is it 16?
14th was the Sun King. It was his grandfather, who was
so many
known as. There was 16 of them, actually.
Yeah, there's so many Louis. So the 16th is the last one that gets his head cut off.
That's Marie Antoinette's husband.
That's Marie Antoinette's husband.
Yeah.
Boy, and I even was thinking when I wrote it in my notes, I wrote Louis the 14th, and I was like, it's XIV 14.
Well, 14 is more famous than 16, sort of, for being a good king, a powerful king.
Yeah.
He was called the
So
Sun
it should have been XVII. Yeah.
I leave it to a history teacher to care about that.
No, it's good. And you get the Maginot reference too, right? Because the Maginot line in France.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So anyways, yes. Everything in the Prodigy building where they're going to get the aliens, and it kind of becomes like an alien movie in a building, and it's in a ship in a building.
It was like a dope ass video game, level to level.
Yeah, and like it is very video gamey with like having to jump between levels because the stairs are taken out, and just when you get Joe and Marcy reunited, the alien grabs Joe and tackles them off of the building, and like I just really enjoyed that second episode into the third episode, and the thematics of it, the way the people in the Marie Antoinette party don't give a fuck that a spaceship has crashed into their building. Like, basically,
no, it doesn't
the stuff
matter.
that happens to the poorest below level really doesn't affect us. They feel so separate from the underworld of this city that they live in.
Yeah, I think that's realistic.
Yeah. And
not to get too crazy political, but that's the way it is in the real world now.
Yeah. And so when the alien comes into that room, it just goes through them like butter. Like, and then it looks like a twisted Renaissance painting, right? Because they're like...
It looks like an awesome Renaissance
the
painting.
guy in the like powdered wig without his legs crawling along, and his flowing like drapey jacket, and his intestines are kind of making like
it's
blending
like a beautiful
with each other.
Cloak.
Yeah, and it's like gnarly. So anyways, yeah, episode 2 into 3, the stuff in the building in Prodigy City is my personal highlight.
Absolutely. I totally agree with you. I think that the stuff that happened outside of Neverland was better than the stuff that happened in Neverland.
Yeah. More exciting.
It was just more interesting to me.
Yeah. What worked for you?
I mean, I love this property. It's hard for me to just really like so many things, but in particular, the character of Kirsch, I really, really liked that character. I thought he was really cool. I really liked the music and the sound effects, the score, the sound design, the needle drops, all of that really worked for me. And then I think that the production design, their attention to detail so that this jives with all the alien everything, that is so admirable. They could have really messed this up. Yeah. But it was really good. Like, this didn't feel like, like a Hulu show. This felt like an HBO show or an Apple show. Yeah. It feels appropriate in the universe and in the time in the universe that it takes place. Yeah. So, yeah. What about you? What were for you? I'm piggyback on that. That's my first thing, is I have the aesthetic fidelity to the Alien universe is my number one thing. It just feels like Alien. Like, in the way, like when The Force Awakens came out, and you're like, yes, this feels like Star Wars. Yeah. You fire this show up, and immediately you're on the Maginot, and you're like, this looks like fucking Alien. Like, I know who all these people are and what's going on. Like, it all just works. Everyone has breakfast at a table. Everyone, yeah. We all get up in our sort of Weyland-Yutani issued skivvies and stretch. Everyone lights up a cigarette, and then we go and have presumably very stale breakfast cereal. That all works for me. The themes and the questions it's asking, I think these are things we are wrestling with, especially now as AI is becoming more and more prevalent and people are more concerned with it. These are things we're really wrestling with as a society, as are the corporate structures that it's displaying.
this is a road we're on, and we have been on since like the 1950s. We've been heading towards this future of corporate oligarchy where these corporations control everything. And doesn't seem like we're going to do anything about it, despite all of the, dystopian science fiction that we watch that shows us how bad these futures are going to be. We're just charging right ahead. And so I think its themes and its questions are very resonant. And the ensemble cast, including the guy who played the Xenomorph, who I meant to mention him when we were talking about the actors.
Oh, yeah.
Cameron Booth, who plays the Xenomorph, a crucial part of the cast.
Absolutely.
It is just a really stacked ensemble cast. And I think the people that didn't get a lot of time to shine in this season, hopefully next season we'll get more.
I hope it didn't even occur to me that they would have the balls to not give us another season.
I think 5 seasons might be too ambitious.
But we can get 3.
At least 2. Yeah. At least one more, because it ends in such a way that...
Yeah.
What didn't work for you?
Okay.
You don't like shows about kids. So.
I hate shows about kids. I hated the whole Peter Pan Lost Boys thing. It would have been way cool if it was less beat you over the head with it. It was just like, okay, more, okay, more, okay, more, okay. Can we do some alien shit? Like, I'm tired of this. This is so stupid. Yeah. Like, stop it with the stupid names and the Peter Pan thing and all of us. We get it. We get it. Like, don't explain anymore. We already understand. Give us more stuff. And so I got so tired of the Peter Pan thing.
Yeah.
It was just, I was just like, stop calling her Wendy. That's not her name. Her name is Marcy. She's a kid.
Yeah.
She's a person. And
I do think you're supposed to be sick of it, because it's another one of those things that Boy K is pushing.
Yeah. I mean, it's sort of like when people show you disturbing ads of animal abuse so that you're disgusted by it. Mission accomplished.
Yeah.
Disgusted by it.
You're like, I get it. He's a dingus.
Yeah. I'm done with him.
Yeah.
So I just didn't like that. I also just didn't feel... I feel like really Boy Cavalier was the only villain that was villainous. Like, I felt like Morrow was just like, I don't know, dispatchable, like not threatening. He was just kind of like a chump.
Yeah.
And I felt like... I don't know. It felt like it started so strong.
Yeah.
And then right about episode 5, when they just totally hit us with the prequel.
Yeah.
After that,
you feel like you lose momentum.
It jumps in 6, 7, 8. I'm just like, okay, finish it up.
Do you not like those last 3 episodes?
They're just, there's no momentum. So if you just take 5 out and just run it, otherwise you would come into 6 strong. There'd be momentum.
Yeah.
There would have been some cool stuff happening. You're into it. But then by the time you get there and you're just out of it, you're like forgetting what's happening in Neverland or whatever. Because it's been a few weeks.
Yeah.
And you're just like, all right, I'm not that interested anymore in what's happening back there, because I just had some cool spaceship shit. And I want more alien stuff. I don't want more trillionaire throwing a tantrum stuff. I'm kind of tired of it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just got tired of them treading the same water over and over again. They're just boring.
Would have worked better for you to get the full Maginot thing, or right at the beginning.
Like, just
so episode 1,
yep.
You get that. And then it's a bait and switch, because that entire cast you're introduced to dies except for one of them.
Yeah. And I know this for having liked this quite a lot.
Yeah.
This should have been a 6-episode series.
Oh, you think it's too long? Okay.
There's just too much retread. There's so much retread.
Okay.
We didn't need all that. What about you? What didn't work for you?
I thought I really kind of struggled to come up with problems with it, but the one that kind of sat badly with me was the way it ends. And not because I don't like the ending of the series. I like that last episode quite a bit. Actually, I like episode 7 quite a bit, with them being ghosts in the house, basically, and tormenting their tormentors. I enjoyed that all quite a bit. But the unresolved nature of it, when it's not guaranteed that we're getting another season, really bothers me. I think...
it didn't feel like this finished.
Yeah, it felt like, as strong as it was, it just feels like it ends on a to be continued instead of on a conclusion. And when we don't know that there is going to be another season, you need to give it some sort of satisfying resolution. And like Wendy looking at the camera and saying, "Now we rule," is not a satisfying resolution. It's a new question, because you go, what does that mean? What does it mean that they rule? It does make you want another season, but it doesn't feel like a conclusion to a season of television.
Absolutely.
It feels like a mid-season break.
Yeah. It really does.
And that's just, like you said, like for something that starts so strong and feels so well plotted out, to be, maybe it's an overconfidence thing where like he's like, I'll get another season. I always get another season. Like maybe he feels that confident that he can end it like this, and hopefully he's right. But it just sort of like, that just left me feeling a little like, that's not how you end this.
Yeah.
And other than that, like, I think we have come up with some quibbles here and there, and I do kind of agree with you that the bottle episode in the middle does break up the momentum. I didn't have as hard a time getting back into it, but I think that's accurate. There's just certain storytelling things that just didn't quite land for me. Yeah. So final thoughts and ratings. Where are you at?
2 stars. No, just kidding. Just kidding. It's definitely not a 5-star TV show. It's a 4-star TV show.
Yeah.
It's very good, and I would recommend it to people. It is as good as almost any of the movies after the first few. In my opinion, it's very watchable, and I think that I will definitely be watching season 2. Yeah. I hope we don't have a cheesy ass theme that they never let go of, like a dog with a bone, like we did in season 1.
Yeah.
So how about you?
I was in my heart, I thought 4 stars. And then when I couldn't really think about, like, I was like, why? Why is it not 5? And I was like, maybe it is a 5. Maybe I'm crazy and it's a 5. But I just kept, like, it kept bothering me because it doesn't seem at that level. It's at the very, very good, not great.
Yeah.
Or not, 4 is great, but like, not exceptional, not above.
It's like you don't put it on the level with like season 1 and 2 of The Wire.
Yeah, no, or Westworld, or one of those things. It's not like that where it just totally blew me away. It felt like a 4-star, but I couldn't quite put my finger on why it was a 4-star until we discussed it a little bit. So yeah, I'm with you, 4 stars.
Yeah, it's really good. So, I mean, it got a 7.2 on IMDb. Google users who, whatever, I don't even know why this is included, but 72%. And then Rotten Tomatoes, 94% of people gave it fresh.
Gave it a positive.
Yeah, so I think it's solidly a 4, probably consensus-wise.
Yeah.
It was very good, and I really liked it. I will watch the next.
Yeah, totally. Looking forward to it. Well, why don't we take a little break and we'll come back with our year-end favorites. Before we delve into the Vault of Darkness, we ask that all initiates of the cult follow us on your favorite social media platforms at Nightshade Cult.
If you've enjoyed this content, help us grow the cult by sharing it with like-minded people and leave us a review wherever you listen.
Any dark tidings?
No, nothing new.
Let's get into this. Our year-end faves.
Yeah.
What do you got? First album of the year?
Yeah, let's roll this off. Let's see who's going first. Let's kick it old school.
Old school, roll for initiative?
Yeah, let's roll for initiative. Ooh, I got a 6.
I got a 12.
All right, you're up.
Oh, boy, I wrestled with this one. I really did. And what it came down to between the 2 albums was the one the one that I feel like is the most significant and the most resonant of the two albums, and the one that I think probably, when I get the data, is the one I played the most.
Okay.
And ultimately, and I've been going back and forth listening to the two albums and just like, which one is it? I ultimately fell on Turnstile Never Enough as my album of the year. It's the fourth studio album from Turnstile, follow-up to their album Glow On from, what year was that, 2022? Is that right?
I thought it was 23, but that's okay.
Yeah. Which, that was my album of the year that year.
Yeah.
And that was another thing where I was like, I can't do the same band twice, but it is like, it's a thing I keep going back to. And like a few episodes ago when I was having a hard time kind of pulling myself out of the Overlook Hotel, I put on the Turnstile album to kind of get out of that shining headspace.
Yeah.
And this is the band. I've seen them 3 times. Their concerts are incredible. They're a transcendent live band. And as they get bigger and bigger, but still seem very grounded in themselves as a hardcore band and like a very down to earth, relatable band, despite all the success that they're having. And I think they just are continuing on the trajectory that they were on with Glow On, where they're incorporating more sort of like dreamy pop elements into their sound.
Yeah. But
it's still very rooted in a hardcore punk sort of beat. And I just think that, it's one of the best albums of the year, and they can continue to be one of the most important rock bands like that's out there at the moment.
Yeah, they're very relevant.
And they have done, I think, so much for hardcore as a genre, as far as like bringing people into it. The hardcore genre is kind of as big as it has ever been, if probably the biggest it's been since like Suicidal Tendencies days in the late 80s.
Yeah.
And I think Turnstile has a lot to do with that, for what is bringing people to the genre.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And then the runner-up was the Viagra Boys album. Viagra Boys, Viagra Boys is the name of the album. I've played the shit out of that. I love that album. It's so much fun. I love their satire and their the sort of post-punk aesthetic of their music. But ultimately, I don't think it's a better album than the Turnstile
album. That's a good reason to choose Turnstile.
Yeah. What about you? What's your album of the year?
So you said the other day that you were pretty sure you knew what I was going to choose for my album of the year.
Yeah.
So what did you think I was going to choose?
Black Braid 3.
So Black Braid 3 was one of the 3 that was in my running for sure. And so was Never Enough by Turnstile.
Oh, okay.
Because I have listened to the shit out of that album.
Yeah.
Like a lot. But neither of those 2 albums won.
Oh.
Those are number 2 and number 3.
Okay.
Black Braid being the second and Turnstile being third. First place is... It's crazy when a band that you've loved for over 20 years puts out their best album.
Ooh.
And that's what happened when Druk put out Shadow Play.
Oh, I haven't even listened to that.
It's literally the best Druk album, and their albums all slap, as the kids would say. This is Ukrainian black metal. You've
talked about
from it's from the old school. It's got a lot in common with like a Cascadian black metal sound.
Right.
This is. I've listened to their older albums like Microcosmos and several others just countless times. I remember walking across the college campus in the rain, like listening to Druk like so loud in my headphones, and it was the most like dreary, melancholic, utter darkness.
So unlike you.
Yeah, this is how I am. And I just, oh my God. Like, so I first listened to it and immediately I was like, this is great. And then I listened to it like a few more times and I was like, how did it get better on like the 22nd listening? It is a shower and a grower. If you are into black metal, this is it. And the thing is, I'm not always an intro track fan.
Yeah.
When you have like a track that's not really a song, but it's an intro.
Yeah.
It's like the sound of a person walking through the woods, like through like leaves and sticks and things. And then there's some just really spare guitar over top of it. Not like tremoloed or anything.
Yeah.
It's an homage and reminiscent to Ulver's first album that has someone walking through crunching snow, and then it cuts right into black metal. This is, and I say that as like the finest compliment that can be given, because Ulver,
another one.
Yeah, Bert has like a perfect album.
Yeah.
This is also a perfect album. If you are a black metal person and you haven't listened to Shadowplay, you don't know what you're missing. I mean, and it's hard because this is a 5-star album. Black Braid 3 is a 5-star album, and Turnstile's Never Enough is a 5-star album.
Yeah.
These are all 5-star albums, and I have listened to all of these a lot.
There was a lot of great albums this year, and I've been trying to kind of catch up
agonized over this. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought for sure, because I listened to that Black Braid album a couple of times, and I was thinking this is
exactly what I like.
David's going to pick this, and he'll be right to do so. This would be a good choice.
Well, and I chose Black Braid 2 as my album of the year before. I think the same year you chose Glow Up. Yeah. But it's like, I appreciate. And so, this is a great year for music. There's so many albums I haven't even got to.
Yeah. And a lot of old favorite bands came out with kind of their best material in a long time.
It's weird. Like Druk, they're like in a war-torn country. Yeah. Who'd have thought that would make for some of the bleakest black metal you've ever heard?
Yeah. Oof. Yeah. Ukraine. Rough.
Absolutely. Rough. Yeah. And I feel good about supporting this band, and I would say other people, if you listen and you you should go to like their Bandcamp or whatever.
Yeah.
And buy directly from them, because these guys directly take merch and record sales and stuff, and they buy things for the Ukrainian defense, and then they post about it. They're like, the money from the sales of this bought this for this unit. Here you go. And there's like pictures of the stuff they bought.
Oh, cool. Yeah. So I've got the link to their Bandcamp in our notes. Yeah.
So Druk is worth supporting. Cool. So you want to go next with game
of the year? Came in here at the last minute. I haven't even finished playing this game yet, but it really has no competition from me anyway. And that's Ghost of Yote from Sucker Punch.
I could have predicted that. I think.
It's the follow up to Ghost of Tsushima. It's not a direct sequel because it's like 100 years after the events of Ghost of Tsushima, and in the exact opposite end of the country, because it's in the far north in Hokkaido.
Okay, it's in Hokkaido. Nice.
And it is, the weird thing about this game is several months ago, Assassin's Creed Shadows came out. And
in Japan, right?
It's also set in Japan, and superficially they have so much in common with each other. But that game was a chore to play. It was not I powered through it. I played through the whole story. But Lisa was commented several times. She's like, I can tell you're getting no joy from playing this game. You are just playing it like you have to do it. And that is how I felt playing the game.
Man, and then, you're hardcore, because I just stopped playing it.
Just stopped playing it. Yeah. Ghost of Yote comes out, and really similar mechanics, similar setting, similar premise, where you're... this young woman whose family was killed by a bunch of masked warriors in traditional Japanese masks, that you're going down and hunting them down and getting revenge on all of them. The base bones plot is the same thing, but Ghost of Yote is just miles better. It is so much better than Assassin's Creed Shadows. The the story is much more engaging. The way you explore the world is much more natural and intuitive. I don't feel frustrated. Like, I felt very frustrated playing Assassin's Creed Shadows, not knowing what I'm supposed to do next. This, you're exploring it in a way where it doesn't push you. You explore it at your own pace, but how the game unfolds feels so natural and organic as you're doing it. And the story just unfolds in a really natural way, and it is it's very compelling and emotionally engaging, and I'm much more wrapped up in this. And I'm not even done with it. I've only killed 3 of the Yote 6, and there's 6 of them. There's 3 more people I need to kill.
Nice.
But I'm like, whereas like I was playing Assassin's Creed Shadows like a chore that I had to get done. I had to get my hours in on it. This is like, I get home and I think like, well, do I have time to play a little bit of Yote tonight? Just an hour before bed. And it's like, oh, if I play, you're always going to do 2. Like, you're always going to play twice as much as you think you're going to play. So,
oh yeah, absolutely.
I keep wanting to get back into this world. And I think it's less, you didn't like some of the combat mechanics of Ghost of Tsushima. I had a lot. It's not totally foreign. It's not like a reinvention of the wheel, but it is, it's less of a rhythm game. It's less of like an Arkham style game, because so much of it you have multiple different weapons that you need to swap between based on the weapons that your opponent is using.
Okay.
And so it feels a little less about timing and a little more about strategy than Ghost of Tsushima did.
Yeah, I didn't even consider Ghost of Yote because I bought Ghost of Tsushima, and after several hours of playing, I just decided I can't stand the combat. I love the world and the vibes and exploring around, but man, when I have to fight in these duels, this is just bonehead.
And the duel mechanic is still pretty similar, where you do a standoff with someone, and that is all about timing.
Yeah, I didn't enjoy that.
Yeah, but like the missions and the sort of like clearing ninja hideouts and stuff like that plays differently than it did in Shadows.
Interesting.
Or not Shadows, in Ghost of Tsushima. Yeah, I like it a lot, but I like Tsushima a lot. That was my game of the year that year. So, yeah. I don't know. You should, if you could play a preview of it.
Yeah, see if that's available.
See if they fixed some of the things that didn't work for you. What about you? You were playing a game when I came into the house, and you wouldn't tell me what it was. You're very cagey because you were going to bring it out here.
Yeah, so this is a story. I was looking at my games that I played this year, and there were no new role-playing games or whatever. Like, literally, the role-playing game that I'm running is almost entirely homebrewed from a skeleton system of New World of Darkness. And as far as the games I played on my PlayStation, I played all through Red Dead 1. I played a crap load of Red Dead Online. I still play it almost every day.
Yeah.
I just log in and do online stuff.
I see that when I get on PlayStation. It's like Black Vigil has been playing Red Dead Redemption or Cyberpunk.
Yeah.
Those are the two
and
that it tells
Cyberpunk
me.
2077. I did another playthrough of 2077. I did a full Netrunner play. Those are old games.
Yeah, very old at this point.
I was like, the other, a week ago, maybe a week and a half ago, I was scrolling through my YouTube algorithm, and a video game YouTuber that I generally like, he posted a thumbnail of a game, and the name of the video was like, "This game changed my life." And I was like, what? And so then I kept scrolling, and I was like, that's clickbait. I'm not doing it. And then I scrolled, and another guy that I like to watch sometimes, he said, blank game is one of my favorite games of the year, if not ever. And I was like,
same game?
Yeah. And I was like, okay, I'm going back.
Yeah.
And I go back to the first guy, and I click it, and it's Asmongold, if you're curious. He's the Roach King. He starts playing Ball X pit.
Okay.
And this is an indie game. It's like $15. It's taken over the world, like as far as like indie games go. And this is a game where you are so I'm watching Asmongold play.
Yeah.
And he's walking through it as a new player, someone who's never, and I'm like, okay, this is cool. It's neat. It's retro looking. It's vibey. And then he starts playing it, and I'm literally leaning forward on the couch. And then, I'm like, oh man, every time the character levels up, which is often, like it's every few minutes.
Yeah.
You have to make an important decision about your advancement, and then you're grabbing these things. He's grabbing these things in the game, these fusion things, and they let you make other really important decisions for your play. And before you know it, I'd been watching this video for 90 minutes and it's over. And I'm like, are you kidding? That was awesome. And then I had like some stuff to do. I was like, I'm buying that. I got onto I had my laptop right next to me, and I bought it on my PlayStation account.
I'm looking at the video of it. It looks intense.
And then
the balls fly.
Yeah, well, you can adjust the speed too. And then and then this morning I get up, or was it yesterday? I don't know. Recently, I get up, I see another video of the same guy. He goes, I can't stop playing this game. I went to bed thinking about it, and I woke up thinking about it. And so I installed it, and I started playing it, and it's like playing like Space Invaders, kind of like things. It's scrolling. You're playing a guy and you are shooting balls out of the front of you.
Yeah.
And you bank them off the walls and stuff. And it's fast. It's like machine gun fast.
Yeah.
And you choose different special balls and different powers that they have.
Yeah.
And they do different things, like they'll hit and they'll do AoE, or they'll hit and they'll bounce, or they'll go through and bounce. They'll ignore mobs and stuff. And this it's really deep gameplay.
Yeah.
And that's only the first mode style of play. After your run with the character, you level the character up and he gets better or whatever. And then you go back to the surface because you're down in this giant pit where this alien thing vaporized. And then you have a little town up there and you've gathered resources and you do almost like a Farmville-ish, or like Sims, or Stardew Valley.
Okay.
It's like Stardew Valley where you build little thing with some farm and a barracks, and all of these things contribute towards getting resources and making your guys better and opening up new classes that you get for beating runs down in the pit. And you play it again with different characters who have very different abilities, and you end up clearing it or not clearing it, but you get resources and bonuses for winning around a run, and you continue to build this thing up. And I haven't finished it, but this game, it's like playing a really intense arcade game.
Yeah, and that's what it looks like. And it's something between some of those old Neo Geo kind of arcade games and some of the phone games that they're advertised to you, where you're shooting zombies or things like that. Yeah,
it's sort of like that, but it's if there's a listener out there that's like an indie gamer, there was an indie game called Slay the Spire, not that, a year or two ago, that was a deck building game where you're going and you're doing runs and you're opening things up and all of that. This is sort of like that, but you're not deck building your character modifying every time. You change the types of balls that you do and stuff every single run. You build from scratch with the character's class, and it's really captivating. It's very fun.
I can see how it would be very addictive and repetitive. Like I could do better than that and want to do it again.
Or I didn't make it. What did I do wrong? Oh, I got to do this. I got to bring this different character. I got to do It's really, really cool. And so I think people should check out Ball Pit. It's really cheap. And I think indie game developers are very creative. It's where you can find innovative stuff that no big studio would ever make.
Yeah, totally. Because the big studios just want to make the new version. It's just like movies. They want to make the new version of the existing IP.
Yeah, the next Avengers, the next,
the next Alien Earth.
Yeah. So what about show? What's your show of the year?
much like Turnstile, I am going back to a show that the season 1 was my show of the year. The year it came out, and season 2 is my show of the year again, and that is Andor.
Okay.
On Disney Plus. Jesus, if only this show didn't feel so relevant and resonant with like things going on in the modern era, like the subtle power creep of the Empire and the way it overturns the democratic norms that the Republic has existed under for millennia, and the way it shows how the media is controlled, and the narratives that you see coming out are constantly massaged and influenced by propaganda, even by people that don't know that they're being propagandists. And Andor, it's, as someone who loves Star Wars and has not loved everything that's come from Star Wars over these last several years of the Disney era, Andor is a standout thing that shows that universe can be used to tell really powerful and resonant stories. And I think Tony Gilroy, who's the showrunner of that series and the creator of it, just killed it. Like, it's so good. It's the best Star Wars thing to come along in a long time. And the fact that it's finite, that it's just these 2 seasons and Rogue One, and that's a complete story. It totally recontextualizes Rogue One. You go back and watch that now, and you understand this character so much more deeply, like why he makes the choices that he does, and his, spoiler, Rogue One is an everyone dies movie. His self-sacrifice at the end is so much more resonant, knowing the path that he took to get there. And so Andor is my show of the year, and my runner-up is a new show that's not over yet. And so it was in the, it could have possibly been my show of the year, but I want to see how it ends. And that is The Lowdown from Sterling Harjo on FX. Sterling Harjo, the creator of Reservation Dogs. And this show stars Ethan Hawke as a Tulsa, Oklahoma truth historian, not a historian. He's a truth historian. And he's investigating a mysterious death in the community of someone that he had written an article about, and the guy allegedly killed himself. And he suspects foul play, and it's got a big ensemble cast. Kyle MacLachlan is in it. Keith David.
Guess I'll have to watch that.
Yeah, so good.
I haven't even started it.
Tonally, it's a bit like the Big Lebowski. Like, it almost feels like that, but it's more hard boiled. Like, it's closer to the noir side than the surreal comedy side. Although it is very funny. Like, it's very comedic, but it's super serious, and it is also dealing with stuff that's very, very resonant, because like Kyle MacLachlan's character is a politician running for governor of Oklahoma. And there's all this stuff with like, the native tribes and white supremacist gangs sort of trying to legitimize themselves. And like, there's all sorts of stuff, all sorts of subterfuge and skullduggery going on in it. And it's very funny, and it's very well acted, and in a similar way to Reservation Dogs, it's so rooted and grounded in Oklahoma and that culture there, that feels very specific. And I'm super into the show, but it's not done yet, so I don't know if it's going to stick the landing.
Okay,
but that was my runner-up. Nice.
I'll watch that for sure.
Yeah,
I'm going to skip Andor. I don't know. I know like lots of people have really liked it, and the last few times I've tried to watch anything Star Wars related,
you just been bummed out.
I'm just like,
yeah,
Star Wars. Why is it this way? Yeah. Why is every Star Wars thing a complete crapshoot?
Yeah, and that's fair. And fuck Disney. I don't really.
They ruined it.
Yeah, and And sure, Hulu and FX are also part of Disney.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I'm recommending we're stroking the mouse constantly on this episode. But if you don't watch it, it's no big deal.
Yeah, it's not.
Disney doesn't need your views.
It's just another Star Wars product to me.
Yeah.
So I'm choosing a different megacorp than you, because I would rather be in Yutani. So I'm going with another hyper realistic social commentary science fiction Murderbot.
Yeah, I thought so. I approve. I very much
absolutely
approve.
love Murderbot. Like, Carrie and I watched the show like just with glee every episode. It was just like, oh my god, this is just so good. It's so funny. Like, Alexander Skarsgård is just so funny.
He has such a great dry delivery of everything, and the way he comments.
Swedish people, I just love their humor. It's so good. And I mean, if somebody doesn't know what Murderbot's about, it's about he's a media obsessed private security construct who has somehow overcome his programming and acquired autonomy. And so he's pretending to be under the control of this sort of communal hippie-ish science venture out in that's exploring a dangerous mining
it's very
planet.
much a future like the Alien Earth future.
Yes.
And these people are representatives of a sort of a fringe state that is outside of the control of the corporation, and they're like ultra lefty communist sort of.
And he's a security synth, to put it in alien terms, that has overcome his prime directive, but he wants so badly not to get captured, he pretends to be their security bot.
Yeah, and it's I won't step on your toes or say any more about it, but it is he has a fascinating arc across that series.
And it's not that long. It's what, like 8 episodes or something.
I think it was 10, maybe.
But they're not that long, right?
Yeah, they're 20 proper fucking
like
20
22 and a half minutes at the longest
TV show.
And it I wrote it in my notes even. There's 10 episodes.
Yeah.
And it's on Apple TV, and I think it's anime length.
Yeah.
You can watch it. It's fast. It's fun. I'm probably going to watch it again before season 2 comes out.
Have you read the books?
No, I have not.
Okay.
My runner-up is made by this pretty unknown creator named Tyler Sheridan. His show Landman with Billy Bob Thornton.
Oh, I've heard
It's
that's
so good. Billy Bob is just, that dude can act. He's going somewhere.
Oh, you're going out on a limb.
Yeah,
with
and it's sort of
Academy
like
Award winner Billy Bob Thornton.
Yeah, I could even throw Tulsa King in there with Sly, also a Taylor Sheridan thing.
Yeah.
It's so good. Like, I love these crime dramas that are in this sort of Yellowstone universe with these really good leading men. Like, even in Tulsa King, who knew Sylvester Stallone could act in a dramatic and even sympathetic role? He's not just a meathead. He's so good.
I think he showed that a long time ago, but it has been a long time since we've seen... No, actually, the Creed movies.
That's true. So yeah, Landman and Tulsa King. If you like one, you'll like the other. Okay. That's just how it is. If you don't like any like crime dramas in rural places, then you wouldn't like it. Because this is like for fans of like... I don't know, like, oh man, what's that? Timothy Oliphant jam with the...
Justified?
Justified. It's like for fans of Justified and that kind of show.
I love Justified.
Yeah, if you like Justified, you like Landman. It's really good.
Good.
What about you? Movie?
The movie, I suspect we're going to pick the same movie.
Probably.
And that's Sinners from Ryan Coogler.
100. That is the movie of 2025.
Yeah. There has been a lot of good movies this year, but that is the one. Nothing has unseated it for me.
Absolutely. And it was like Nosferatu was the last really good vampire movie I saw.
Yeah.
And that
they were months apart from each other.
Yeah, well, and then that one was technically a 2024 movie.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I can choose both, right?
Yeah, you can. One can be your movie of the year for 2024.
And it was.
Yeah. Sinners is just so good. And I think I don't think Coogler has had any misses, but this is his best film that he's made.
I'm going to go out on a limb. New podcast. We just call it Cooglercast.
Cooglercast?
We deep dive everything he's ever done. His interviews.
Yeah. I don't think you haven't watched those Creed movies, and I think that they're great. I haven't seen Fruitvale Station, so there's definitely
all right.
Stuff. We're probably
episodes.
We're probably not the right guys to do the Cooglercast.
Probably
a little
not.
Under-melanated, perhaps, but
we're older than him.
Yeah.
We're very white.
Yeah, but
we're fans.
I absolutely believe in him as a creator, and everything about that movie, just honestly, the score and soundtrack both were in contention for my album of the year.
Oh, wow.
I think just everything about that movie works for me. And it is that thing where, Guillermo del Toro talks about how film existing in the literal and the symbolic at the same time.
Yes.
And this is one of those movies where the story and the narrative of it and the symbolic and thematics of it are totally in sync, and everything is nailing it. They're all working.
Yeah.
Sometimes part works and other parts don't work, and you're kind of I like this and I don't like this. Sinners just works across the board. And we recorded a nice 90-minute episode glazing that movie a few months ago. So you can refer back to that.
And I still want more about those Choctaw dudes.
Yeah, and that's something about a great film, and it's something we don't always experience anymore because we want to exploit every IP. Mm-hmm. Is that imagination and that wondering?
You just let it go. Yeah,
you just let it go, and you're like, God, what happened? What is the story?
Give me a 6-episode series of Choctaw vampire hunters
chasing Remick.
Yeah, I'm here for it.
Yeah, because they're on his ass when he comes into the movie. Literally, he's running for his life or unlife, and there's a whole movie before that took place leading up to that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's so good. I love that movie.
Do you have a runner-up?
When I was looking through all the movies that I saw, just nothing even came close. Okay. It was just, this was one of the ones when I pasted the thing into my notes and I just started writing it. There were a couple things where it was no contest. I didn't even have to consider.
Yeah.
So I didn't even bother.
Yeah. My runner-up was the new Paul Thomas Anderson, One Battle After Another.
Okay.
We're also from Warner Brothers, same producers, similar sort of auteur-driven, big budget movie. This one has not fared commercially as well as Sinners, although critically I think it's doing similar.
Nice.
It's based on the novel Vinland by Thomas Pynchon, but I think it's only very loosely based on it. And so it's following Leonardo DiCaprio is a retired revolutionary. He was part of a radical group maybe in the 90s, and they got busted. His girlfriend turned state's evidence and snitched on everyone, and everyone had to go to ground, and they have been found. And the Sean Penn's ruthless sort of military sergeant or general is pursuing them, and I won't give much away, but it is really good, really
What's
strong
it called?
movie. One Battle After Another.
Okay,
it's hilarious. It's harrowing. So filled with anxiety as far as what's going to happen, because people are in real peril. And like everything else that I've mentioned on this episode of the podcast, it feels very resonant with the current politics, even though it was filmed 2 years ago. So the stuff they have with immigration detainment camps and things like that in it, this stuff has become real life in the time since they made this movie and when it came out.
Wow.
And
That's
so
crazy.
the movie hits really hard, and it's also very funny. Like
Well, that's great.
It's funny, and it's a good action movie. And I also, you haven't seen it yet, so I don't want to talk about it. Frankenstein has got to be in contention for maybe not movie of the year, but in discussion. It's up there.
All right, it's good.
We'll do an episode on that you will have heard already by the time you listen to this one.
Okay, yes. Book. I mean, do you got a book?
I do have a book, but now I feel like
I can go. That's fine.
You go.
I mean, this is predictable because not a lot. Like, here's the thing. I go through books like
I only had one book that came out this year.
Like, whoa. Like, but here's the thing. I read 3 whole series this year where the most recent book is from 2025.
Oh,
so I had 3 choices.
You had contenders.
Yeah, and they were great because I read the whole damn series. I must have liked it, right?
Yeah.
The winner was Dungeon Crawler Carl by
you've been
Matt
very,
Dinniman.
very into that.
It's so good. Like, I love it. And I love the whole lit RPG genre. So it's so seriously that I have adapted one of my story ideas into a lit RPG that I'm currently working on. It's I just love this series. It's so good. And Matt Dinniman is a Seattle guy. He's one of us. He's a nerd. He's like our similar age. He's just a great dude. And he's really funny and engaging in his social media. So his characters are very much like him. Yeah. Like, it was funny. Someone was like, they asked in the Dungeon Crawler Carl subreddit, because of course I'm a member. They're like, if I bring this other thing, this drawing I made of Carl, do you think Matt would sign it at the book signing? And Matt Dinniman responds himself. He says, "I'll sign anything. Bring your mother. I'll sign her." It's just great. So yeah, this is one of those, like, this is a book that just goes absolutely gonzo off the rails. Aliens attack Earth and put everybody into a dungeon and gamify the extinction of our species. It's really bleak, but it's also absolutely hilarious. It's a comedy. And then the 2 other series that are...
Yeah, what are your runners up?
Rivers of London by Ben Aronovich.
Okay, you've talked about that too.
Very good series. It follows a London cop who discovers that he has a magical sensitivity, and so he's immediately talked to by someone from the force, like way high up, some inspector that he's never met, who is way above his pay grade, and it turns out that guy is like a full-fledged ass wizard, and he then takes him under his wing and kind of teaches him the ways of being a good guy magic cop in London to keep the streets safe for people. And it's really cool. I love it.
And that seems very in line with, like, your Dresden book.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Love the Dresden. It's like urban fantasy, but it's lower fi than Dresden. It gets less gonzo. It's way more character driven. There's just magic, and like they're called the Rivers of London because there's literally spirits of every waterway of Britannia, and they're all personified. Yeah. So like he has to deal with the Rivers of London, their people, and it's cool. And then the other series, which is another lit RPG called Cyber Dreams by Plum Parrot.
Oh yeah, okay.
I talked about this one too. I read all the books. I just finished the last one. It's so good if you like cyberpunk stuff, but you want light reading. You don't want something that's going to be like, oh man, I got to reread this page because this is heavy. No, it moves right along at a clip, and it's fun. It's funny. It's heartfelt. It's just good writing. So those were my runners up after Dungeon Crawler Carl. And these are series like Carl has 7 books out. There will be more. Rivers of London has 10 books out. Cyber Dreams has 6 books out. Cyber Dreams is done, though.
Is Royal Road, is that her website?
Royal Road is a web publishing web novels place. It is the first publication of Plum Parrot's Cyber Dreams. Okay. But now they're all on Amazon, Kindle Unlimited, and Audible.
Okay.
So that's probably the best place to find them is Amazon.
Is on Amazon?
Yeah.
Okay.
So what about you?
Just asking for the sake of the
notes.
The sake of the notes for the links.
Someone's gonna be like, "Where do I find Cyber Dreams?"
Yeah, many places.
Yeah.
It looks like. So the only book I had that came out this year that I read was "Tearing Down the Orange Curtain: How Punk Rock Brought Orange County to the World" by Nate Jackson and Daniel Cohn. I talked about that as a Vault of Darkness a few weeks ago.
Yeah, not that long ago.
And this is. We're both a little predictable. I think in these wells that we go back to over and over again. I love music oral histories of music scenes. Like that's just a slam dunk thing for me. I like all the interviews, getting different sides of stories that I've heard from other interviews, and filling in gaps between between the knowledge that I already have and kind of seeing how the whole stuff comes together. Like they go deep into Golden Voice, the concert promoter in Southern California, which now is probably most famous for the Coachella Festival.
Okay.
But how they started as, promoting punk rock shows. And really, Golden Voice was a laundering operation for a drug smuggler.
Wow.
And that is why they were able to afford to bring over like punk bands from the UK and stuff like that, and pay bands like a good guarantee for their shows. Because there was really no concern with these shows being profitable because the money was being made trafficking marijuana up from Mexico.
Dang.
And so, I didn't know any of this back lore. I have ticket stubs with Golden Voice on them, but I didn't know any of the backstory.
Yeah.
So I just found this book really fascinating, and it goes, kind of all the way up into, contemporary bands that that were operating in our time period, and so that book that was my favorite book of the year that came out this year.
That's awesome. Sounds good.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. What about your favorite podcast episode? What was your favorite episode this year?
When I scrolled through the episodes, and this is some self-aggrandizing, talking about our favorite shit that we did.
Yeah.
It's got to be episode 35, Twin Peaks season 1, PNW Noir.
Yes.
It's almost been a year since David Lynch died. Rest in power. And this was a fun episode with great subject matter.
It really was. It was that first season of Twin Peaks. Whatever else happened afterwards, that first season was just a joy to watch.
Absolutely.
And
I'd watch it again.
We had a lot of fun recording that, and that was also my episode of the year.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me. We've had some really fun topics this year.
Yeah.
But there's something very special about Twin Peaks to a couple of Northwest boys.
Yeah. And that was because it was brought on because David Lynch passed away.
Yeah.
It was not what I had planned for those episodes. I had like a whole sort of Wolfman series that we were getting into, and we just hit the brakes on it and changed drastically. And I didn't even really fully know what I was getting into by getting into Twin Peaks. And it ended up being a deep pool. It didn't look as deep before I dove into it, but there was still no bottom to it.
Absolutely. We got back to ginger snaps and stuff, though.
Yeah.
So we made it.
And I've got Curse of the Werewolf on the agenda for next year. So
nice.
We'll get back around to those movies. It was the right call to be in the moment and react to what was going on.
Yeah, I think that was worth doing, and I'm always happy when I see a little Twin Peaks logo sticker on someone's car or something. It's still relevant.
The little owl glyph.
Yeah, the glyph is so good.
Yeah, it does. You see it everywhere. Once you know the series, you see it all over the place. You see the little references. Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. So we're to wild card.
Yeah, we got the wild card. You want to go again?
Yeah, I'll go first.
Since
on
you
the wild
agreed
card.
with my podcast.
Yeah. So wild card for me, and this has been the last 2 years in a row, punk rock festivals.
Oh, nice.
I've gone to 2 big festivals, and I I went to a lot of Warped Tours. We went to several together. I went to, I think, about 12 Warped Tours.
Yeah.
That was a different thing because it didn't have because it was a tour and it was a lower cost thing. It didn't seem as significant as like these big festivals that people travel to.
Yeah.
So last year I went to the No Values Festival, which that's put on by former drug running organization Golden Voice.
I'm sure that's how they like.
That's how they want to be known.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that was really, really great. And that was very exciting. And, you know, got to see the Misfits and Turnstile and bands I really love and Iggy Pop. And it was a lot of fun. And it was enough fun that this year I went to Punk Rock Bowling, which is a bigger festival. It's a 3-day long festival in Las Vegas. And it is different. It's more, it felt like, because you're staying in a hotel where events are happening.
Yeah. And
then you're also, there's events at music venues around town. And then the main festival is kind of in downtown Vegas. I have never been in the presence of that many punk rockers before, and of such varied ages, like where you're dealing with literal children to people in their early 70s.
Yeah.
And we're all staying in a hotel together, and the communal, like, it felt more like a Comic-Con in a way than it did like a concert. And it was just a really cool experience. And it's just not, I didn't really expect that part of it, what it was going to seem like to kind of be at this gathering of the tribes like this.
Gathering of the Juggalos.
Yeah, the gathering of the Juggalos, of the punk rockers and hardcore kids in various subgenres.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was really good. And I know you went to a big metal festival.
Yeah, I've gone to a couple of gone to one in Vegas and
one in Norway too.
Yeah, and I like going to festivals. I think they're cool. I played at one in Seattle, Northwest Terror Fest, and I've gone there a few times. It's a little smaller, but like the ones in Vegas are huge, like because of the number. Yeah, we went to Psycho Las Vegas, and I might go again if it was certain bands going, you know, but it's just like, I hate Las Vegas because it's so hot. It's ridiculously hot.
It is when like you step out of the hotel and you're like, oh shit, it's like 110 degrees.
Yeah, you're like, I'm going to die.
Yeah. You have to pay attention to your hydration and stuff like that. That is true. But so Psycho Las Vegas was kind of all in the same hotel, though.
Yeah, it was all in one giant resort.
You didn't have to go and walk blocks to go to the...
There was one venue that was outside. You had to go outside to get to it. Yeah. And it was lame because the line to get into it was outside, and it was hot. So, yeah.
Yeah. That's the other, besides Punk Rock Bowling, which that's been going on since 1999. The other slightly older punk rock festival is what's it called? Rebellion in the UK, which has been going on I think since '95.
Nice.
And so I kind of want to do that. Go to Rebellion because that's the one I haven't been to now at this point.
Seems cool,
and definitely less hot than Vegas. You know?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Even in the summertime, the British people like melt when it turns 65 degrees.
Oh yeah, for sure.
All right, what's your wild card?
I'm trying to learn how to speak Spanish. That is it. Estoy aprendiendo a hablar español. I've been working on it. Yeah. So I took it in middle school. And I know learning a language isn't something you just sort of do casually. It's a pain in the ass, actually. Yeah. But I took it as a kid, and Carrie grew up in Texas, which speaks a lot more Spanish than we do. Carrie and I have several Spanish-speaking destinations on our list of places we're going to go. We try to do a cool international trip every year if we can. We're going to Spain, we're going to Ecuador, we're going to Argentina, and then hopefully Cuba. And then I also would like to go to, I'd also like to go to a couple other places like in Mexico that I haven't been. But yeah, there's a lot of places that speak Spanish, a lot of people that I know speak Spanish that I work with, and I have a background in it. So I've been working on it. We've got, like the apps. We went with Babbel because it's less game, more lesson, which is what we need. It's all powered by AI now, so it can actually examine your pronunciation and correct you and stuff. It's pretty cool.
So how did you pick Babbel over Duolingo and the other things?
Carrie did a bunch of research because she's very smart. But Duolingo is, because it's all free, Babbel is not free. You get what you pay for.
Yeah.
I've watched reviews, someone was like, I did the entire Duolingo thing for German in 2 weeks. I don't speak German, but I'm good at that game.
Yeah.
We did that. I bought some books. I watched videos. And I've been watching Netflix in Spanish.
Oh.
And putting up English subtitles, try not to listen to them, read them all the time. But also it's nice because it reinforces what you're hearing, and you're like, oh yeah, I know exactly what he's saying. And then you're like, yes, I was right, And so I'm just working on it. It's a slow burn. I'm not going to be done with it in this year.
Yeah.
I might be okay. I can already order food and do crap like that. But I want to be ready for full vacationing where I don't have to ask someone if they speak English.
Yeah.
That would be my goal. And also, just sort of like I said, I think last year, I said, start a new hobby as an adult. This is the same thing. If you age and you never change and you never learn new things, if you're not a learner, and I hate to just be cliche and say a lifelong learner, but your brain is like plastic, and as you get older it gets less malleable.
Right.
If you don't learn actively and force yourself to change, you will be hard plastic, breakable hard plastic. Don't be that person.
Your brain will just not, it will lose all its elasticity and its ability to adapt and learn new things.
Absolutely. Learning a language is hard. It's not for everyone, but you could learn something else. You could learn how to crochet. You could start doing Sudoku. You could start doing puzzles. You could start doing whatever. But I think adult learning is highly underrated because it's not easy. It's not like scrolling the TikToks,
Oh, for sure.
So yeah, that's what I'm doing. I do it literally every day. This is not like a thing that is takes no time at all. It's a thing that is like a pursuit.
Yeah. And more than half of our hemisphere is Spanish speakers.
Oh, absolutely.
You know what I mean?
It's like the third most spoken language in the world after English and Chinese, because English, it would be Hindi, but in India they have so many different dialects and English is their unifying language.
Right.
But Spanish is up there because of Latin America, South America, and so many people in Europe can speak it as a second language because it's easy once you know European languages.
And it's one of those places where British people retire to Spain.
Absolutely.
They love to go, and they go on holiday to Spain all the time. Yeah. And it's, yes. And we're so tightly connected to Mexico.
And I love Mexican food. I love Mexican people, and I want to learn the language. So that's what I'm doing. I'm notably learning Castilian because I want to go to Spain and spend time there, months there. Because
so you got to do that lisp.
Yeah, I got to, instead of saying gracias, I got to say gracias.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a whole thing. Yeah, it's like a notable thing, and I've been working on it because I learned Latin American Spanish as a kid. So
which is arguably more useful.
Yeah,
here.
It is. But and the thing is,
it certainly is.
All regional variants of Spanish are mutually intelligible. So if I just don't change the way that I say that word, those words, the people in Spain will fully understand me. That's fine. Yeah. It's all mutually intelligible.
They'll look down on you.
They'll be like, "Oh, you."
And the same way that Mexican people feel like you're
trying to be fancy.
You're being a little hoity-toity when you do your lispy pronunciation.
Oh yeah, it's like if someone learned English as a second language and they roll up on you with a British accent, you're like, "Oh, fuck off."
Yeah. It is, that is exactly what it's like. Do we have anything else?
No,
is that it?
I think that's it. I think we're only super long. That's okay.
Yeah, this
is a fun episode. It kicks off a new year, ends an old one.
Yeah.
We'd like to thank you for joining the Nightshade Cult.
Until we meet again, we're wishing you unpleasant dreams.